Welcome. It's me, Hannah Crum, with two legends.
Okay, me, Steve. I
Steve.
interviewed
And Mad Cat.
And that cat.
This guy right here. Every time you score, he has to play this song for you every time, every single time.
David. He appears. I believe in Derek.
Let's go. And welcome to a Monday edition of the Musings. Sorry, I'm zooming in and out because I got to show off my boys here, or my friendly and Mr. Nate Steinwasher here. But like I said, happy Monday and welcome to another edition of the Musings. My buddy Steve over in Hamtramck there with Keyworth Stadium in the background.
Yes, I haven't left the game, unfortunately. Yeah, considering it's a nasty hangover a little bit, and watch some football, and there was some football, the other kind, so here we are talking football and the after effect of. I will say this right out. I'm glad it was not a disaster. Thank God it wasn't 2-0, 2-0, 3-1, 3-0,
Well, I mean, according to the standings, we'll talk about that in a little bit. As there are still games in progress right now. In fact, as we're recording right now, one got started late because of lightning down in Albuquerque, so that's why that's up.
I see. You're right. Yeah, you're right. There's about 15 minutes to go. New Mexico, as we recorded, 2-1 over Lexington. So
Yeah, and Lexington down to 10 men thanks to a questionable call, from what I understand. I guess it was Wu that got sent off because he tackled Greg Hurst in the process of scoring. But from what Devin Kerr was saying, that the red card should not have been given to him.
Oh.
So, I mean, do with it what you will. Of course, there's no VAR in USL Championship, so that so take it what you will. It's under referee's discretion.
I would not be, like I said, I would not be surprised with the new contract and everything. There will be VAR, and I think in a couple of years. It's kind of frustrating, but it is what it is.
This is something that we didn't bring up when we're doing a quick prep on that. Player contracts become a major issue right now as far as that goes. I guess it was a post in USL Fans that I noticed. I'm going to look that up now. But like I said, I think there was a post in USL Fans about how that contract negotiation is going, from what I understand. It was posted yesterday. So there's the bargaining update. This is from the Players Association or whatever it is. For over a year, USL Championship players have been engaged in collective bargaining with the league and its clubs. The players' goal is simple: to secure the baseline standards for which every professional athlete deserves. For example, unlike on other professional leagues, the USL has no mandate for employer-provided health insurance. Now this might go for some clubs.
Okay.
So right now they are saying that with the current agreement set to expire, the lack of progress at the bargaining table has been disappointing and frustrating. Players are frustrated because professional soccer cannot succeed without professional standards. Safe working conditions, fair pay, employer-provided health care are not optional. They are fundamental to player welfare, the credibility of the league, and increased fan interest and engagement. Mm-hmm. So, and I noticed yesterday, I think when I was talking with Ben Morse, he was wearing one of the shirts that was saying, support your local footballer, which is pretty much a players union type, statement there. So it is going to be it's going to be an interesting situation here between the player USL PA and the USL HQ as we're
Oh
going
my.
forward here. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's um, being hashed out here as far as this negotiation is concerned. So, and I guess that from what I hear, this is from a Reddit post
Okay.
posted in USL Pro on Reddit.
Hmm.
And the last part of the statement was, until the league and its clubs take these concerns seriously, championship players will continue to make their frustration visible. The players block the league on social media and invite you to support them by blocking the league too.
Oh my.
So yeah, they don't want to have the engagement. Unfortunately, in our business right now, it's kind of hard
We
to.
can't do that.
You can't really do that. I mean, we
No.
rely on them. I mean, we thankful that we can provide the highlights for you, especially with games and all that stuff. But um, yeah, that's one thing here. But I mean, we're trying to do our part. I mean, we put our own Eastern Conference table up. We're not using. I mean, we do use the leagues though for the West. But as far as the East goes, I do put my own table up. Lately, I've been putting just key matches under my own graphics too. So,
Uh-huh. Excuse
which
me. I'm a
is
little.
yeah, which is helpful as far as that goes. I mean, instead of using the leagues, type deal. But lately on the Faithful of Detroit City, usually I put like the power rankings up and all that stuff, or goal of the week and all that stuff. Now, I haven't been doing that in the last month.
I know. One question. When do the current deal expire? At the end of this year? Next
I
year?
believe it's the end of this calendar year.
Oh my.
I believe it
Hmm.
is.
Oh my. Oh my. There
Yeah,
could be some issues.
there could be
Oh.
some. Yeah, especially. I mean, if USL wants to go forward
Mhm.
they got to sell this thing soon because I mean, with all the changes that they're planning on making, they got to have it solidified where the players are taken care of, and that's the number one thing that has to be done in this whole situation. Make sure all these players are taken care of.
And we have seen it all over regular sports. Baseball could be on the verge of a lockout. Well, I have seen it done in the NBA and NHL, NFL. I've been experienced.
Remember the lockout? Remember the lockout in 2004?
I do remember lockout in 2004. Yes, I do. Yes.
Yeah,
So
and
nobody.
we lost a whole season because of
Yeah, a
it.
whole season in the hockey world. Yeah, that was. I hate to say it, depressing. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? As a guy who is a fan of the Red Wings, I cried. I thought, oh my God, not another year.
Same here. I
But
was pissed. I was pissed
yeah,
because we were
I
supposed
think
to have a
everybody
Winter
was.
Classic
Yeah.
that year. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
supposed to have
So
a Winter Classic that year, and I
yeah,
think
you're right.
I had tickets to that Winter Classic
I know.
over at Michigan Stadium, and sure enough, it got canceled. I asked for
I
my money
know.
back.
And we did host eventually the Winter Classic. I remember when we went to two games over at Little Caesar Arena with the AHL team and the OHL
Over
team
at
when the Plymouth
Meet
Whalers
America,
was. Yeah, I was there. It was cold, guaranteed.
and it was cold the day of the Winter Classic at Michigan Stadium, as far
I
as I can
know.
remember. Least winning that game, by the way. But
Okay.
we're not here to talk about hockey. We're here to talk about soccer. But
Yeah, you're wondering after the disappointment of 1-0 over the best team in the league. Let's say it, best team in the league. What did it do with the standard? We did show highlights on Around the Sea yesterday
the
after hours, and you want me to highlight. Well, I'm right now writing my own notes of the score. Can you highlight some games from last night?
Yeah, but I mean, there was a wild one earlier this afternoon between Tampa Bay Rowdies and Loudoun United over at Segra Field, and 19. What was it? I'm going back to Font Mob on this here. Um, Looking at the fouls in that game alone. So there was a total of 9 yellows handed out in that game, including the coaches, including the coach. I think one of the coaches ended up getting kicked out. He got a second yellow because of a bench yellow. One of the assistants for Loudoun United ended up leaving the game.
Oh my!
Yeah, but as far as the players, 9 yellow cards.
Oh my.
Yeah. Now, go back to the stats of this one here. Total fouls committed, 29 between both clubs.
Oh my.
19 alone for Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Oh my.
Yeah. And it was a wild physical match, but it got interesting though. I mean, the first goal was scored, and I'm going back. The first goal was scored right around the 56th minute. A penalty kick by Manuel Arteaga put Tampa Bay up by a score of 1-0. Uh, come back to and then it went into stoppage time. They had 12 minutes of stoppage time in this one.
Because all the
12
shenanigans.
minutes of
Because of all the
stoppage time.
shenanigans.
Yeah, and in the first minute of stoppage time, Abdi Abakora levels it for Loudoun United in stoppage time.
First goal in like forever.
Yeah, because he's been injured and he hasn't had his game, and then he puts it in the back of the net to make it a 1-1 game. But Garrison Tubbs, this is in the 96th minute of play, gives Loudoun the lead at that point. And, everybody was saying, and, me and you were texting back and forth. And sure enough, that was, we thought Loudoun was going to end up winning it. But not so fast.
My friend.
Joey Skinner, late in the match, couple minutes later, in the 98th minute, blasts one from just at the edge of the box to put it in the net for Tampa Bay. Final score, Tampa Bay 2, Loudoun 2. That was a wild game.
Unbelievable, especially in injury time.
Oh,
12 minutes.
absolutely. Absolutely. That was probably one of the wildest games in the uh, after a wild weekend. Of course, you were seeing some of the. I'm sure you saw some of the highlights of the other two games. That were, like Charleston coming back from a 2-0 deficit to
Yeah,
equalize.
Charleston was down 2-0, and we thought it would be another peg down because they had to
Yeah, and
keep
then
up with Louisville. Like
it
I
was
said,
like
Orange
it
County
was.
was leading 2-0, and Charleston came back.
Yeah, we thought it was a Players Shield incoming for Lou City at that point, and then next thing you know, hello, and this was late too.
I know.
I mean, we're talking real late, like
Uh-huh.
stoppage time, I believe it was
Yeah, stoppage time. Yeah.
for both goals.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, I think one of the goals, but
Yeah,
Charleston got a point, but it wasn't enough as the Lou City Victory or DCFC.
yeah.
Hey, they're 8 points ahead, and
84. Yeah, 84th minute. MD Myers with the penalty. Ruben in the 86th minute. So it wasn't in stoppage time, but it was
they're
really late in the match.
2 goals in 2 minutes. No, the desperation of trying to do, but couldn't find the game winner. So Louisville is still on their way to the coronation of the Eastern Conference regular season championship and the Players Shield for best record.
Yeah. Another wild one occurred out west last night, in which Oakland Roots went up 3-0 in the 22nd minute.
Mm-hmm.
However, Dennis in the 45th minute started the comeback for Phoenix Rising.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the 86th minute, scored again.
Oh my.
Charlie Dennis with 2 goals tonight was named man of the match. It was Remy Cabral with his penalty kick in the 7th minute of stoppage time, the 97th minute of play,
Mm-hmm.
ending that one in a 3-3 draw. So Phoenix comes back from a 3-0 deficit to defeat or to draw against the Oakland Roots last night
Oh my, that was an
or
amazing
Saturday night.
comeback, must I say. It was just a little bit crazy last night. You know what I mean?
Absolute craziness in the
Yeah.
absolute craziness in the in the after dark portion of our program.
So we didn't get SpongeBob this week like last week.
No, we did not. No, we did not.
So
That's for sure.
so what does this standing mean in the Eastern Conference? Well, like I said, Lou City is headed to the coronation with 63 points. Charlottesville will stay number 2 seed waiting for, and then three
8 point difference.
yeah
8 point difference between two right now.
yeah 3 for 6 separated by 3 points with North Carolina, who we face next week at 40, Loudoun 39, Hartford 38, Pittsburgh 37. And dude, our slump, oh brother, one thing I will admit, Detroit City now tied with Indiana with 32, but we get the tiebreaker because of regular season. Rhode Island 31, Tampa Bay still in it
Tampa
with
Bay's
27.
still alive.
Yeah,
5
and
points out of the
Birmingham.
top. 5 points out of the eighth spot.
Yes, and Birmingham and Miami FC turn out the lights. The party's over. They're fading.
Well, we still have 5 games to go for most of these, or no,
Yeah.
4 games to go for most of these clubs. We're gonna hash out Detroit City come Saturday on Soccer Night in Detroit because it's squeaky bum time.
It's not looking good, and I meant this last night to you after the match. I have, unlike the Detroit Tiger was lucky to make the postseason, I'm afraid they could miss out on the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a scary scenario right there. Like I said, we'll rehash that more come Saturday on Soccer Night in Detroit as we preview the match
I
against
don't
North
have the
Carolina
Western
FC.
Conference because the only game, New Mexico and Lexington, is
Yeah, it's
still
still going
playing.
on right now.
So,
As I'm looking at it, it is in the 89th minute of play right now. So, but
so can you do the Western Conference
we
standings
could do
on?
we'll do that after it's done, and I'll
Okay,
pipe in. Yeah, we'll pipe
all
in
right,
after that.
that's
Jump into
really
jump,
good. Okay,
jump into
so
the next subject here. Let's talk about some European football. Mainly how'd your team do this weekend?
St. Pauli unfortunately lost 2-1. I don't have the name of the team in front of me. They are now outside the 7. So after an early success, I think creeping up, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
early. Remember, it's early.
Oh, absolutely. And right now they're sitting in ninth place in the Bundesliga with 7 points, I believe. Bayern Munich and Dortmund and Leipzig. Would you say they're the usual suspects in this league?
Yeah, they're the usual suspect, especially the team that is on top. They are undefeated this year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Speaking of undefeated, there were 2 teams that were undefeated going into Saturday's play in the Premier League, and it was Crystal Palace taking on Liverpool. And by the stroke of, was it opposites day or what? Liverpool or Crystal Palace was up 1-0. And of course, Liverpool would come back late in the match, like they always do.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Remember, midnight is the 83rd minute, by the way.
I mean, for those guys, I mean, yeah, 80 Chiesa in the 87th minute for for Liverpool. However,
Mm-hmm.
Nikita at the death for Crystal Palace.
Uh-huh.
Can you believe that?
I don't know.
I mean, holy crap on that.
I know.
That was the biggest, that was the shocker. Crystal Palace remains undefeated. However, due to results that happened today in the league on Sunday, Arsenal came back from a 1-0 deficit against, I believe it was Newcastle.
Newcastle,
Yeah,
yes,
it
I
was
wrote it
Newcastle.
down my notes.
Yeah, they came back from a 1-0 deficit and won late against to grab the 3 points against Newcastle and jumped ahead of Crystal Palace into the second spot in the into the Premier League. So yeah, I mean so a little bit of a weird scenario there. I mean, right now Liverpool's sitting up top with 15 points, 13 points for Arsenal, Crystal Palace in 12. Tottenham holding on to that fourth spot in the
They drew against the
in the
Wolves.
Premier
They
League right
drew
now.
against the Wolves 1-1 on Saturday.
Who? Oh, Tottenham, yeah.
Yes.
And wow, that means Wolves got a point.
They do get a point. Yeah, finally getting a point. You know what I mean? A point is a point.
The
What do you
only
expect?
and they are the only winless team right now in the Premier League.
I know.
And speaking of which, Aston Villa, remember how they didn't score any goals?
Yes, and now they're scoring goals. They scored 3 to beat Fulham 3-1.
I know. It's like holy crap. Holy crap. I mean that good for Villa. I think the mourning period from Ozzy Osbourne's death is starting to, you know, because Ozzy was a big Villa fan.
Alto Villa is in Birmingham, right?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Ozzy was a huge Villa fan.
Oh my, yes,
Yeah.
I know.
So the more I think they've overcome the mourning process, the grief process, and started to and are moving on, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
They got them above the relegation line for now.
Yes, you're right. Above the relegation line now. And by the way, pass over the building, which have manager since Sir Alex 7. Mood right now. Last week was okay, we're okay, but today was oh my, not going good. Man, you.
Oh my God.
Losing to Brentford 3-1. Oh, brother.
Bruno Fernandes missing a penalty.
Oh.
That's like the second time he's missed a penalty in recent weeks.
I know.
Usually he gets most of his goals off penalties.
I know. I know.
I mean, if he wasn't on the hot seat after losing the Man City a couple weeks back,
or Bradford City in the FA Cup.
Or you mean trying to think what not Bradford City. It was trying to think who they lost to in the FA Cup. So
they lost to only 2 team, and the manager's seat is getting a little hotter.
Yeah, but who did they lose to in the FA Cup? Okay, well, let's see fixtures. It won't go me for the past. I'm trying to think here where the past. They're showing the 2024 one. I want the 25-26. Oh, they don't even have 25-26 yet. Oh, duh. Why am I looking up FA Cup? I'm supposed to be looking up Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup. Sorry.
The EFL Cup. There we go. All right.
My bad.
My bad on that one. So, going back to when they do.
A lot.
When did they lose? Oh yeah, Grimsby Town.
Yeah.
Grimsby Town. Yes, they lost in penalty kicks there, and and Amarim. I mean, you look at them right now, sitting in 14th.
Oh, brother.
Now, they're 3 points ahead of relegation.
Oh, brother. But remember, this is early. It's
early. 2-1-3.
Oh, brother.
2-1-3 right now. Goal differential of -4.
Oh.
They have given up 11 goals, scored 7. Yeah.
Ay.
And I mean, it was starting to go on the wayside with Ten Hag at the helm, and now it's gotten even worse with Amarim at the helm.
Oh, brother.
And he keeps sticking with the same format.
Ugh.
He keeps sticking with the same format.
I know.
And he just won't change. He refuses to change. He refuses to change the situation to better the club. And that's what's killing United right now.
I know.
His unwillingness to change the situation to improve the situation, and going with the same mindset
I
is
know.
costing United in the long run. And you know what? If they're not careful again, guess where they may be hovering? Right there around those
Relegation.
relegation lines.
You're right. They're acting like a newly promoted League One championship team. Two, not the top six anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be brutally honest.
Well, they got a long way to go, for getting back. I mean, long way to go for them getting back into the top six. There's still a Big Six club, but to get into the top six, they're a long way to go as far as that goes. So,
Tell me
Gabe,
about it.
yeah, Gabe just finished in the USL Championship in New Mexico as we are recording. So, take a look at those Western standings right now. FC
Yeah,
Tulsa.
they stopped the game near the game because there was another lightning delay.
Oh, they did.
In New Mexico, I was watching the game on my TV, and yeah, they stopped it. It just
During the
yeah,
86th minute right now.
yeah. It
Oh,
listed at
no,
the
they were at the 90th minute.
90 minutes. Yeah, yeah. But remember,
You
the
might as
rule
well
is
just say call it.
yeah, they haven't called it. But would you come back to play the last? I don't know how many
I don't
minutes
know how
in.
much stoppage time there would have been,
I
to be
know.
honest.
So
I
let's
mean,
get to the Western Conference standings.
yeah, let's get to the Western Conference standings anyway. I mean, grant you, I mean, New Mexico, I mean, this was supposed to be the game where Lexington, if they would have gotten 3 points, would have jumped into the third spot. Not so much now because New Mexico United just crossed the 40-point plateau. And now
Mm-hmm.
they sit ahead of San Antonio SC by 3 points, with
Mm-hmm.
Lexington's in fifth at 35. And then there's that bottom. Now, you mentioned something about Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
might be fading fast. They're only 5 points back, or they're only 6 points back of Colorado Springs right now.
but with 4 games left and
Yeah,
their
with
former
four.
play,
The fill ain't gonna sound, especially in that Wild West.
yeah.
You're not going to count anybody out probably until like 2 or 3 weeks before or like 2 weeks before the regular season ends.
Mm-hmm.
At
I
this
know.
point, at this
You're
point, I
right.
mean, so needless to say, right now, but right now it looks like FC Tulsa is setting the pace. They are the only team that has clinched the playoff spot right now. Sacramento Republic still hanging in there to try to catch them at 41 points right now as far as second
I
place.
know.
And they got a big game coming up next Saturday night.
Against?
Hartford Athletic
Oh my.
in the
Oh my.
Jagermeister Cup. How's
Oh
that for a
yeah.
segue?
Jagermeister Cup next week. That's going to be held at 10 o'clock Eastern Conference time, well after our games end at Keyword with North Carolina FC. Like I said, this has been probably one of the better tournaments this year. You know what I
It
mean?
was.
Seeing League One teams and the uh, playing in a Caribou Cup style with group play, and then you
Yeah,
got the
Greenville Triumph making
final.
it to the semifinal,
I know.
which was
Yeah.
great for them. And like I said, I mean it's been a great tournament. And then next year though, there's going to be changes made, obviously, because we got
7 teams in
10
League
new
One.
teams coming in.
Yes.
3 in the
7 in
USL
League
Championship,
One.
7 in League One.
Brooklyn coming in, and who else is coming in? I don't
Santa
know.
Barbara, I
Santa
believe
Barbara.
Jacksonville.
Yes. Yes. And
Yeah,
we
Sporting
had
Club Jacksonville.
yes, and we had that's the team partly owned by Tim Tebow.
And a plethora of other people in that
I know.
organization as well. So
You're right. Well, we were talking about this about changes to like keeping the regional play, and we were talking about the idea of possible knockout stages. And you know what I was thinking a couple of days after? Probably a knockout stage would work. You know what I mean? And here's my proposal. Hear me out. It could be the new setup: 8 groups of 6. You have a draw. The first 2 teams get 1-2. And then the next 4, the first 2 will be the home matchup if their stadium is available, and the next 2 will be the road team. And then you have your knockout draw. Your knockout
mm, So what you're proposing is, from what I'm gathering here, first two teams, like you'll have like two teams that will get a bye, automatic bye,
Yeah, yeah, it's automatic buy.
and then
Or
and then the other four teams would battle it out,
yes,
and
yes.
it's still knockout form, right?
Yes, or you could look at the standings and the team from the previous season, the most points of the previous season, could be drawn 1-2. Then you would draw the 14th, with the expansion team being part of the draw.
Either way, I mean, you're looking at 48 teams here. I mean, you're gonna have to have some teams have buys in this
Yeah,
thing. They would not play like the first round. They would probably have to
no,
go in the second round.
no, going to the second round, yes.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you could redraw after the regional first round according to the geographical output. I would see the Midwestern side be merged with the side which features the South side featuring Lute City, Lexington, One Knoxville, Chattanooga, Redwood, Birmingham, Legion. You could redraw from there.
Quite the possibilities. I mean, going forward as far as that goes.
Yeah, you will have, and also you have the Mid Atlantic, New England, New York City metro region as another group after the regional draws, and then you got Florida and the South teams, and the West and all the California teams. So I could see that possibly happening if they want to.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of possibilities. I mean, I'm sure that's going to be all hashed out, during the off season on how this is going to be set up going forward. So,
Yeah,
lots of possibilities, lots of scenarios that could be happening. But like I said, we won't know final word until they finally bring it down. I think it was like I want to say a month after the season ended, they started making plans for the 2025 version of the cup,
hmm
in which we ended up finding out what the different groups were going to be. You had groups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever it was, and teams were placed in groups geographically, of course, and that's how they went about it, and they got the format, which was four league games. Or four Jagermeister Cup games, and then they reduced the league schedule to 30.
Yes. Yeah. It was 34 last year. It was 30. But here's another question. What about the future of the Jagermeister if the USL Championship League with the new Division One thing? If they keep it,
It's probably gonna be a different thing. They might have to go knockout style from there on out.
yes, I'm agree. They have to do knockout style because they're playing in league like Division One Championship and League One in the future. If we do get Division One starting, and speaking of Division One, I don't want to change the subject. Our dear friend on Morning Kick Around mentioned on their show that Louisville City FC have applied for Division One status with the new Division One league. That's the
Definitely
only
not surprised there.
no, not well. Hey, it's Louisville City, one of the most richest team among the championship
Hmm.
teams. They have a large metro area. They have a great stadium.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to be hearing a lot of teams announce their intentions going forward in the next year or so.
I know,
Maybe within the next 6 months.
I know.
I mean,
Could
yeah.
Detroit City
The,
declare they're going Division One with the new
I,
Division One league?
well, I mean, declaring yourself you're going to have a 15,000 seat stadium might tell you something.
Yeah, and don't forget,
Pittsburgh said the same thing about theirs.
and Miami said the same
I
thing about
think
theirs
it's
too.
I'm thinking
Miami said
that.
the same recently.
Yep.
Miami said the same thing about going Division One. So
Yeah. Subtle hints there, because one of those criteria is having a minimum of a 15,000 seat stadium.
yes, Louisville already have a 15,000 seat stadium.
That is
Pittsburgh
right.
and Miami is thinking of a 15,000 foot stadium, a seat stadium. Sorry, I
Hmm.
said foot. Sorry,
I'm thinking
I'm sorry.
Sacramento's thinking the same way as well.
I know, but you have to have teams spread over 3 different time zones. How'd that work? We'll see.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those teams in the Midwest, or I mean, even I'm waiting to see what San Antonio's going to do with that ownership group over there. I wouldn't be surprised if that be that and they are in the I think they're in the Central Time Zone. That still covers three time zones.
Yes, pretty much.
Yep, that would
Yeah.
cover your three time zones, and you have to have a minimum of 12 teams in order to start up as well.
That is going to be very, very, very interesting. We'll see. Speaking of which, speaking of competition like that, the NFL, the English Football League, which covered the Championship, League One, and League Two, is thinking about expanding their promotion playoffs.
Indeed, they are, and it's probably one of the more, shall we say, exciting playoffs in the game itself, because you have a total of right now you have four teams you know placed third through six going at it in the promotional playoffs right now. Now, what they want to do is they want to add another two teams to that and make it like a, I don't know, I think, what is it, the first leg is, there's like what, two teams that are going to have a bye in this.
Yes, two teams, the third place team and the fourth place team will get automatic bye. The winner will be 4 versus 8 and 5 versus 6. I don't know if it's going to be a single round to face off the team from 3 and 4, which they have a 2-game playoff, aggregate goals. And then the golden ticket is waiting. As you probably know, the top two will not change. The top two will get automatic promotion to either League One, Championship, or the richest game in the world, the Premier League. Oh, yeah.
And from what it looks like, I mean, they have more than enough teams in the league in which they can do that. I mean, I don't think having 18. I don't think having two extra teams is going to be a big burden. I mean, it's not going to water it down by any
No.
means. It's going to make it a little bit. I mean, maybe a little bit more exciting. I mean, people
It
talk
will.
I mean, people talk here like, okay, like half the teams in the NHL go to the playoffs, half the teams in the NBA go to the playoffs.
Almost half the
It's
team go to
almost
the
seeming
playoffs
like
in
half
the
the teams
NFL.
in both the American League and National League are going to the playoffs with that wild format that they got going there.
Tell me about
But and thankful, I think what the NFL is at, what, 7 teams
it.
per
7 teams,
conference?
both AFL and NFC. Yes,
Yeah,
7. Yeah,
7 teams per
with the
conference
wild
there.
card getting the automatic bye.
Yeah. Well, with the first, well, actually, the top dog getting the automatic bye. I
Yeah,
remember that last year.
top dog get the automatic bye. Yes,
Yeah.
and I have to mention one thing: the Premier League have 20 teams. All the league champion, League One, League Two have 24 teams.
Yeah, where you could have a little bit more room to grow in, room to, play around with there, as far as that, as far as that goes, as far as having two extra teams. I think it'll make it a little bit more exciting having that extra round.
Yeah, it will be very more exciting. And if your team,
Even if
who
it, even if it's a one-off.
I know, one
Even,
off, maybe.
yeah, even if it's a one-off, to do that instead of having two-legged ties. I mean, if they were to do one-off, all the way through, that'd even be even more exciting.
Uh-huh. But
So,
they need a two-legged playoff, one for the home team and one for Team B.
which seems fair enough. I mean,
Which is fair.
you don't want to get diluted like the MLS system is.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I mean, okay, why are you having two-legged ties? Or not? No, they're not even having two-legged ties. They got best of three series.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean that's just. I mean that's just. And then they take a break for the international break. On top of that,
oh,
finish your damn playoff.
I know.
I mean, come on, man, come on, man.
Come on, man. I know. Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
I think it'd be very interesting to see see how that goes. But speaking of MLS,
oh yeah,
one of
we're
the
about to go
Yeah, one of the great stars in the history of the sport is hanging up his boots.
Okay.
Sergio Busquets has announced that he will be retiring from professional football or professional soccer at the end of this season. He's had a
Uh-huh.
great career.
Yes.
I can remember. I don't want. I don't watch La Liga or Serie A or any of these other leagues. I'm mainly a Premier League guy myself.
Yeah,
But
like I
all
said,
those great matchups with them and Real Madrid and blah 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 blah, and
yeah,
all those
I'm
great teams with Barcelona.
I'm not a Premier League guy myself. I'm focused on the Premier League, Bundesliga with St. Pauli, Celtic, of course, our league. You know what I mean? But I'm not with La Liga or the French league, League One. I only cover those things. But
Yeah. Well, Busquets has had an interesting career. Let's just say that. He's played most of his career with Barcelona. Integral part of the national team has had. Oh God, he's had. Oh my God, so many appearances with that team. Um, not a lot of goals scored, but But then again, I think his everlasting memory.
oh yeah, the incident a couple of weeks ago in the MLS Summer Cup.
The Leagues Cup,
Yeah, we probably remember
punching a
the
player, and he got a
yeah
2-game suspension for it.
for the brouhaha after they got beat by Seattle.
Yep, he got a 2-game suspension for it.
Yes, and 2 game
You
suspension,
know what his retirement means?
nothing.
Exactly. That suspension is rendered moot.
Oh my!
Yeah. Um, Let me reel you with this. So Ekatike last week
Right.
took off his shirt, got the red card, got suspended for the following match in the Premier League.
Oh my!
Premier League is sort of part of the EFL, right?
Yeah.
All right. Would you think a punch is more uh, serious than taking your shirt off and getting a red card that way?
Yeah, the punches are more serious. If you do violent contact, you will get reported on. They'll look at, they may suspend you more. But it's more serious than taking your shirt. Like, come on.
And remember, Ekatike got suspended for banned for 1 game in
League game?
in league play, not
I
League's Cup, league play.
I know. Yeah,
Why is it
kind of
why is it Garber giving him punishment for league play? Why didn't Garber give him punishment for league play after the incident in Seattle?
I have no clue. And some
You
of the
know,
great
but
analysis
then
said they're
again,
trying to protect the pink phony club. I have to make sure I have to get it, not to give it away. Chapel Road Pink Phony Club. They're trying to protect my NFC, saying, okay, before Matthew retire, totally, you're gonna win the whole thing, the regular MLS Cup. But remember, first year they clunk out in the first round last year, so they're doing
well, the
everything.
first year Messi was there, they didn't even make the playoffs.
No.
It goes to show you that Don Garber really, doesn't have a clue what the frick's going on. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
you give I'm trying to think of it. Yeah, you give a 3-game suspension for Suarez for the spitting incident.
Yes.
After the Leagues Cup levied him for 6 games.
Uh-huh.
That has got to be the weakest response after a spitting incident. That is the weakest response. And
Yeah.
you did not level anything against Busquets except that 2-game suspension that was covered by Leagues Cup, which he
I
will not
know.
play next year.
No, he's just hanging up the boot saying, okay, I'm done.
So yeah, that suspension now is rendered moot.
I know. And
You
what
know,
if
I
Darth
mean,
Morgan
but my
retired?
thing, my feeling is, you need to suspend him. You need to punish him for what he did. Whether it be a match,
Right.
I don't care.
You're right.
He needs to be reprimanded for his actions that happened that night in Seattle.
Yeah, and MLS is not accountable to what happened in a cup play that they're saying we're going to
It's
have no.
their own thing.
Mm.
It's Garber's baby.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason why you're not getting a lot of people watching your product, because it's behind a freaking paywall. Hello.
It's Garber's baby.
I
You know,
know.
treat it as such. I mean, Garber, it's your league, it's your tournament. Figure it out.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
That's all I have to say. Speaking of Don Garber
Okay.
and the league that he is from.
Yes.
So announcement was made yesterday in the beautiful town of Van Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah, this was earlier the last week. But
Yeah,
yeah. Go
announcement
on.
was made. Announcement was made yesterday, and I do have some video of that coming
Okay.
up here. I believe it was. I don't know if it was a DeVos or a Van Andel that was announcing that. Here's the 8-second clip.
We believe that soccer is more than a sport. It's a universal language that connects people from all across different backgrounds,
We got a
neighborhoods,
team now
generations.
known as. Get ready for it.
Yeah.
AC Grand Rapids.
Kind of generic.
Hey, you know what's even more generic? Have
What
you seen the
is more
crust?
generic?
Have you seen the crust?
Yes, I have.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
I mean, how generic can you get here, Steve?
What is it? Sort of like a country club or something? I don't know.
I've heard stuff, it's like something from Hogwarts. Well, it's not really from Hogwarts because you don't. I mean, now, Atletico Dallas has more of a Hogwarts theme on theirs. Well,
Yeah.
this is not. I mean, this is like you said, country club. Come on now,
It's
Amway
a
Club
very
Grand
like country.
Rapids.
It's so generic. Like what the hell with a little blue
It's
and red?
about as generic as the Michigan Stars logo.
Oh my God. Well, I've seen it so many
The only
times.
the only thing missing is a soccer ball.
Oh yeah.
That's the only
Oh yeah.
thing missing on that crest is a soccer ball.
Yeah. And here's the
But
word part. And here's the word part. They're playing in a $175 million stadium that will be home of a next pro team.
yeah, and
Have anybody follow Next Pro? I'll say this right now. Hello.
other than people in Chattanooga,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I get here's where I get where they're coming from with the next pro. Here's where I get where
Okay.
they're coming from. Okay, so um, the DeVos family originally had a
Yeah.
stake in Orlando City in MLS.
Yeah. That
I
early.
believe
Yeah.
that was after they remember Orlando City was part of USL till about I'd say about what 2020 or something like that.
Before they got lifted by the Spirit and placed in that utter league.
Yeah, they ended up moving, and then the Vosses they also own the Orlando Magic as well.
Yeah, I know.
The other major professional sports team down there,
Mm-hmm.
and they were able to, like I said, they purchased the Orlando City, moved them up to MLS.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Wilfs came in. And of course, if you know who the Wilf family is, they own the Minnesota Vikings. Wilf family came in
Yeah.
in
That
2021,
plays
and
in our division.
yep, Wilf family came in 2021 and bought a majority share of Orlando City FC, and they became minority owners of that club.
I see. By the way, is the Wolf family own the Minnesota United who plays in the same league?
Nope,
Hello?
nope,
No? Okay. All right.
no, they do not. They do not.
It's a different play. I remember they got outbid for the Minnesota MLS team. I remember that really well. You know what I mean?
Yep, and they ended up purchasing the portion that was or the one of the DeVos portions of that, and that's what and then he became a minority owner, and I think Grant Hill is also part of that deal as well.
Yeah, he used to play for the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, Grant Hill's part of that ownership group. I mean, he's still part of the. He still has a part of the ownership group down in Orlando City. However, it's a minority share, so he's not like the chief, the chief officer there. Now,
Okay.
DeVos has a minority ownership in this MLS Next Pro Club here over in Grand Rapids.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, with his buddy the Van Andels.
Yeah, I know. Don't forget the Van Andel Arena, also home of the Grand Rapids Griffins of AHL and the
Which DeVos owns, by the way.
I know.
And,
brother.
I mean, I could see the parallels why they would want to go Next Pro because of the MLS ties that the DeVos family has.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main reason why they're going Next Pro instead of going. And I don't think they were even thinking about going to USL Championship at that point. They wanted to go. They said they wanted to. They say,
or League 2 or League 1.
Here's what they said.
Okay.
Originally, they wanted to achieve. They wanted to get into the highest league possible in the state of Michigan.
Okay.
This was back in, 2021 when they started this project, Grand Action 2.0.
Uh-huh.
They wanted to be in the highest possible league that they could be in.
And was that highest possible league the championship back then? Maybe.
That was when a little team from that is based in Detroit plays their games in Hamtramck. Ended up jumping into the USL Championship.
Oh, okay.
That was right around the same time Grand Action 2.0 came in. So a lot of us thought that we're going to get a rival team in the USL Championship in Grand Rapids. However,
it didn't happen.
No. However, renderings came out for the stadium. Ends up being an 8,000 seat affair, well under. Well, I mean, it could have been good for championship.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been good for second tier championship.
Or League 1
it could have met the minimum as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I see it as a missed opportunity for USL. A real missed opportunity, especially if you have an in-state rivalry.
Yeah.
I mean, something that's starting to build over in between. And I'm hoping that Lexington moves to the Eastern Conference next year, and then you can get that rivalry building between them and Louisville City.
I know.
But that was a missed opportunity. But knowing the ties that the DeVos family has with MLS and whatnot, I am not surprised they went that route. I'm really not surprised they went that route. But
Pro, which is mostly rookie teams that are drafted in college.
It's the same level as what NISA was.
That league again. Oh my.
Tier 3.
Tier 3.
Same level as USL 1.
I know.
Yeah. It is what Don Garber would like to call minor league soccer.
Oh, yeah. Minor league soccer. Oh, yeah.
Bunch of farm teams.
I know.
I'm so glad we are not affiliated with. I'm so glad our league's not affiliated with MLS like we were before.
Thank God for that.
And the play has gotten a lot better.
I know.
And a lot more competitive.
Yeah. Tried asking that to the Detroit sports media, who always said, "It's a USL team." I mean, not USL.
It's a minor league. This is far from minor league.
No.
If you want minor league, go to Grand Rapids.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently that's what they want over there.
I know.
They want to they want to hang with the big boys, but you're not hanging with the big boys at this point if you're going next pro.
That's the reason why I call the western part of Michigan the flip side of the state, unlike the eastern side, which is the more populous, more weird, more strange towns. You know what I mean? The town.
Yeah, and yeah, yeah, the whole East-West vibe is not good. Getting some good vibes there. But
I
needless
know.
to say, yeah, needless to say,
Yeah.
yeah, crappy logo.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
crappy
gonna wrap
logo,
up.
crappy league, whatever it
I
is.
know. I know. Well, I'm going to wrap up this edition of the Musings. Saying you got the mascot bubblehead of our mascot Friendly, who was found in a dumpster. This is sort of like this is sort of like related. The World Cup, which is happening next year in U.S., Mexico, and Canada, they did something really cool. Guess what that is?
Yes, they introduced the three mascots for the three countries that are representing the competition next year, and
One for each
kind of a
country.
little, kind of a little
One for
cute,
Canada, one for the U.S., and one for Mexico.
yeah, kind of a little cute thing that they did there as far as that goes. I'm trying to grab that video here because I got all kinds of other a plethora of stuff in my files here, and it's a long way to. I know I grabbed that video. I know I did, but I mean I got a plethora of stuff in here as far as that goes. It would say 26 on it, right? I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm still looking. I'm still looking for it, but yeah, they introduced the three mascots for the upcoming World Cup at yeah, there it is. I found the video.
Okay.
I found the
Video
video.
right
I found the video, and I'm
Okay.
trying to keep it muted because that next thing you know.
Copyright. I know.
So
I know.
here's the first mascot. This one is the moose,
Yes.
and little not a
Maple the
little
Moose.
Easter egg there with that
I
guy.
know. Maple the Moose represent Canada. The Moose, which is always popular.
And
And by
this
the way,
is this is the
he's more like
Jaguar here.
yes. And then you got the
That,
Jaguar, the represent Mexico.
yep.
I can't remember his name.
And then here's the American representative, and its nickname is Clutch.
I know. He's all right.
Yeah, it's all
He's
right.
an eagle. What do you
I could dig that. I could really dig that.
He kind of reminds me. Well, it will not top one of my favorite Eagles, who was a mascot, Sammy the Eagle from the 1984 Olympics here in Los Angeles.
Yep. Oh, so we got yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, like I said, yeah, I remember that. I remember Sam the Eagle. My earliest recollections of a mascot would be also a bear.
Yeah.
That was from the 1980 Olympics called Misha the Bear.
I remember that. Although we were not in Moscow because of geopolitical conflicts, literally.
Mhm.
Although
Literally.
Moscow paid us back when they didn't go to the U.S. Olympics, and you probably know Krusty a Clown lost a fortune there.
Yeah.
Because they proved McDonald's, they did if the U.S. win, you win, and it became a marketing disaster, literally.
Literally.
But
And then everybody remembers the '94 World Cup mascot.
I don't remember who was that mascot back then.
That would be Striker, the dog.
Oh, I remember him. Yes, I
I think I
noticed.
had a World Cup T-shirt that year that had Striker the dog on it.
I know, and Stryker is prominent on the World Cup '94 pinball game,
Yes, it is.
which
I
I
played a
played.
World Cup '94 video game. If anybody remembers that one.
Yeah, I played a version of it on my PlayStation of my Nintendo Switch original, not two, but original. It's very interesting, must I say. Yeah, but the mascots for this year's World Cup in 2026, they're very good. Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's a very good. I mean it's a very good thing. I mean it helps promote the game for the children and all that stuff, and which it's more of an outreach thing. But I mean, like I said, I mean, not to. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking them. I mean, I think it's a. I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, I mean, we have our favorites from back in the day.
Yep. I know. Speaking of which, you mentioned the moose. There was a little Easter egg. And being
Oh
the guy,
yes,
yes,
yes, it
being the guy
was. You
of
sent
the
me
music,
that vid. Yeah, I mean, you sent me that picture,
yes,
and
being the guy who followed music a lot, and I became really into the band. The band. If you notice, when Moose got the email and looked out of the window, and his Jeep got out, notice the license plates where the Jeep parked. It was parked at Neil's Coffee House, and if you look very closely at the license plate, YYZ 2112. Hmm. Did that ring a bell?
well, let's see. YYZ was a song off album called Moving Pictures back in 1981, 82, I believe it
Yeah.
was.
Yes.
Famous for like Tom Sawyer and whatnot.
Yeah.
Instrumental by them, by the way.
I
Good
know.
one, very good song. Used to hear it all the time when I was listening to Drew and Mike show.
I know. I
And
know.
and of course, 2112, one of the most famous albums that that band did.
Yeah, and if you notice Neil Coffee House, a reference to the drummer and chief lyric of this particular band.
Yeah, Neil Peart. I tell you what, he is a god. He's one of the drummer gods that we are sad that he's not around anymore.
I know, but his legend lives on. Like I said, Rush, one of the best bands ever, and it was really great. They put that little Easter egg in that video.
I
Neil
I
Peart,
I I could concur on that. To be honest, I am very very it's quite the honor to have the most one of the most legendary bands in Canada
oh yeah,
in the last 50 years,
I
and I
honestly,
rate them very highly with the Tragically Hip.
I know,
And
and
I'll tell you one thing. I wish I found the hip a lot earlier than I did. To be honest.
yeah,
But Rush, I was totally aware of. I mean, it was
I
all over the
know,
radio, especially here in Detroit.
I know. And well, by the way, one of my, like I said, I put Rush up there in my A-tier band next to the Ramones. And one of my favorite all-time bands in my generation, Slater Kinney.
Yes,
If
yes,
you have watched Soccer Night over the years, I have worn band t-shirts and all that. I have worn a t-shirt featuring Rush and Slater Kinney, like I said. But Rush, I got into during the pandemic, and I was watching a story, took a behind-the-scenes deep dive of Limelight. And one of my favorite songs showing how old school radio is missed back in the day, the spirit of the radio. Neil
yes.
Peart wrote that song because he was concerned about the corporation of rock and roll radio being left
That
free from more. Yes, and he saw the future. He saw
yes,
the
absolutely
freaking
did.
future.
Absolutely
So
did. I miss those old DJs, from back in the day. Even sadly, like Doug Podell has succumbed to the
I
the
know.
corporate, thing of rock and roll nowadays because, I mean, but I used to listen to all those old DJs, Arthur Penhollow, Doug Podell, oh God, Bob
And
Bauer,
don't
Bob
forget the
Bauer.
leader. And don't forget the leader of the Midnight Electric Society. I hope that's the
Oh, I
name.
remember
Come
him.
on, Electric Mojo.
The Electrifying Mojo.
Yes,
Oh my God. He used to crank it on WJLB back in the day.
I know.
And then
Yeah.
I think he jumped over to like 96.3.
Yeah, WHYT back in the day, which is
Yeah.
now some silly, which was
Now
changed.
it's some silly adult contemporary station that wants to mirror 100.3.
Oh yeah, I don't listen to that crap. I'll tell you the truth. Back, I think 30 years ago, when 99.5 The Fox changed to what would turned into Young Country, and I haven't listened to commercial radio since. And incidentally, I volunteered doing a radio show for 9 years at WHFR at Henry Ford College. You know, some of the best years of my life.
Yeah, I mean, I miss the good old radio days. I mean, of the '70s and whatnot, when we had four rock and roll radio stations at the same time. I mean, you had WABX, you had W4
Hmm.
before it turned country, and
Oh yeah,
then obviously Riff.
yeah,
I think there was WIQB in Ann Arbor as well.
yeah. I know.
Wheels just started coming into the fray like late 1980, early 1981. But I mean, you had some good. In fact, well, WRAF used to be a member of the Network. If you know what the
Oh,
Love
I did not.
Network was,
I know.
yep,
I know.
Progressive Radio from ABC, and they
I
were an
see.
ABC. They were an ABC owned station
Yes.
until I think. Well, I can't think of the group that bought them before Greater Media did and turned into Beasley,
Yeah.
I should say. But
Yeah. Basically.
before they were an ABC radio station.
Hmm.
Because who owned WXYZ AM?
ABC back in the
Yes,
day. I
yes.
remember their commercials. You know, what I mean, they had that logo, their typer type logo with the ABC logo at the end. And by the way, they were also home of the original Michigan Panthers on radio.
Yep, and they were also the home of the legendary Lee Allen on the horn.
Yeah,
And Dick Purton was on WXYZ for a little bit as well.
for a cup of coffee. I
I
remember.
want to
Yeah,
say in the late '70s. I think he was there in the mid to late '70s. Then he went to CKLW for a little bit, and then
I
well,
remember that a little bit. And yes,
yeah, and then before he moved up to the FM. Yeah,
I know.
but oh my God, we could go on and on and on and talk about old radio for a
Yeah, and we
long
were
time.
talking about hidden rush meetings in a World Cup mascot video. Honestly, I'll have to look at that video again if they're the Easter for the Mexico mascot and probably Clutch. I think
I
there
don't
was
think
a
there's too much. I didn't see. I haven't really delved into it like you did. So
thank you. Well, actually, I'm on Facebook all the time, so some Rush fans and the whole thing mention it. So that's very interesting, honoring the greatest Canadian rock band of all time, Love
absolutely,
River Rush. I know.
absolutely, absolutely.
Well,
God rest your soul, Neil Peart. And
I know.
you brought it up last night on Soccer Night in Detroit.
Yeah,
Uh,
Murray
and
Lane.
I'll express it one more time. Our hearts and our hearts and thoughts they fade away. I'm going into Pearl Jam right now, but no, our thoughts are with the family of the late great sportscaster Ray Lane, who passed away yesterday at the age of
Yeah,
95.
I
What a
know.
fantastic career he had.
One of the most fantastic life. You know what I mean? He was underrated along with the big boys at
I
7
wouldn't
and
say
4.
underrated. I'd say he was one of the best sportscasters we've had in this town.
You're right, because he followed almost everything that Detroit portrayed, the four major teams. He covered the usual oddball team from the minor league. He was a great interviewer, and he captured the action. He was the voice of our Detroit sports fans, because remember, he was a fan, you know what I mean, and said, well, here it is. And for 16 years, he was part of the pregame intermission of Red Wing hockey, the best part of our life, hoping that the Red Wings would one day win the Stanley Cup. And he was fortunate
He got to
to,
witness. He got to witness all four of those cups,
you're
or was
right,
alive for all four of those cups.
you're right,
Or I should
you're
say
right.
four or five. I think it was four. Yeah, two,
Yeah, I
four,
think it was
four, four.
3, I
Yeah,
think.
because I think we're at 11 now.
You're right. And as you probably know, covered the Pistons and when they went back to back
I mean, everybody covered
and
the
the
Pistons,
Lions and the Tigers. Yeah. They don't make
and of course he
great.
was an announcer back in. We were mentioning last night the last game of Tiger Stadium because he did do some Tiger work with Frank Beckman when he was with WKBD UPN 50 at the time. But
Yeah.
prior to that, he was Ernie Harwell's partner for a
Yeah.
couple of years on
In-
WJR.
yes, including that important 1968 World Series run.
Absolutely, yes. And he left that to become the sports director after the legendary Van Patrick retired back in 1971.
Hmm.
And of course,
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember his run at WJBK Channel 2, which
yep.
was TV2 back then before it was Fox 2. He covered it all, man.
Oh yeah.
He covered it all.
What doesn't matter what athlete came into town or what athlete came in, or traveled to that came in. He covered it. He was there. He was
I
there. Whether
know.
we'd be talking to a Peggy Fleming or Joe Frazier for that matter,
Hmm.
and and of course he was. Also, he covered Lions games. He announced Lions games, Lions preseason games, back
Hmm.
in the '70s as well. Um,
Hmm.
I believe him and I want to say Ron Kramer were on a couple of the calls back in the '70s. Yeah, I remember correctly. Yeah, because because Channel 2 used to do all the preseason games for the Detroit Lions back then. I mean,
Hmm.
like they do now, but
Yeah,
it's not Dan Miller on the mic. We know that.
I know. I know.
So,
I got one question thinking about that. If we did have a regular soccer team, if soccer was popular back in the 60s, 70s, or 80s, would he cover that too? If he got soccer?
I'm sure he's mentioned the Express numerous times back in the '70s. Back when they were around in the '70s. He may have interviewed Trevor Francis back in the day, for all we know.
Hmm. Hmm.
When he was playing for the Express and the ownership group there when they first established the club back in 1977, I believe it was.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I'm sure whatever whatever was happening, Ray Lane covered it, and we were more the better for it. And like I said, a legend amongst legends. I mean, back in the day, you had Ray Lane at Channel 2, Al Ackerman at Channel 7.
Dave Dials at Channel 7.
What?
Dave
Dave
Dials
Dials,
at Channel
yes, Dave
7.
Dials. Even went
Yeah.
national. Even went
Yeah,
national
right.
because you saw him every Saturday on college football for ABC.
Yeah. Yes. Or some pro bowling when Chris Jankel wasn't available. So, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, as memory.
and then Channel 4 didn't really get into the big time until about and that's when you had Don Shane starting out
Yes.
with them.
Yeah, the late great Don Shane and yeah.
And then you
They don't
had
all
and then Ackerman jumped over the 4,
yeah.
and then good old Eli's there.
Yeah, I know. I know. Like I said, they don't make great sportscasters anymore. The closest is Dan Miller. He's a
I'll
play-by-play
tell you
man.
what, the top two we got right now. Well, here's the order. Here's
Okay.
my order:
All right.
Dan Miller, Neil Rule, and Jason Benetti.
From Channel 4, right?
No, Jason Benetti from Tigers.
Oh, yeah. Tigers. Yeah. It's play-by-play caller. Yeah. The
Those are
Neil
the
Rule.
those are
Yeah.
my top three right now.
Yes. I know.
As far as radio though, Dan Dickerson does a great job with the Tigers as well. If you ever heard one of his calls, I think he learned from the best.
Yes. Yes.
He absolutely learned from the best. And as far as Hall of Famers right now, he just went into the Hall of Fame too. One, George Blaha,
Yes.
the
Yes.
legendary George Blaha.
Yes.
50
And just
years he's been doing it with the Detroit Pistons.
50 years.
50
I can't.
years.
I know. Can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And mostly like I said, they don't make
Honorable mention to Mark Champion because he went from the Lions to the Pistons.
Yes, I know. And I was mentioning about sports anchors. Dan Miller, I mentioned one. Brad Galley from Channel 7, the
He's pretty
other.
good.
They're good, yeah. But not on the top level like the old school broadcasters
Yeah.
back.
Dan Miller's the best one in town right now.
I know.
I had him over Bernie Smilovitz.
Yeah, I know.
And now Bernie's since retired, but I had him over Bernie Smilovitz. I think Bernie was a little bit too quirky.
I know.
But I mean,
But
I can
the fans
remember
loved
the
it.
day. I can remember
The
the days
fans
of.
loved it. The fans
Oh,
loved his
absolutely.
work.
They ate it up.
He also brought serious to the story what it is, but like I said, since he retired, they have became more serious. Hobie Archie from Channel 4, no ditch on him. He do a good job, but
Yeah. But like I said, the top three, like I said, by far right now, I mean, I mean, you got to give an honorable mention to Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond doing the Red Wings.
yeah, bingo bango maybe.
Yep. Got to
Actually,
remember. And that
I do
roll balls all the way back to who we've been talking about. Because
Ray Lane.
because he was a standout there at Channel 50 when they did the Red Wings games for so many years, and up until that magical run in 1997, and then I think they ended up losing it to Fox or whatever it is. I think their last year was 90. I want to say their last year was 96.
Yeah.
Remember who was doing the Wings back then?
Who would? I think it was Ken Daniels and Mickey
Nope.
Redmond.
Nope.
No.
It was before Ken Daniels.
Dave Schrader, the late great Dave Schrader.
And after Dave Schrader.
Mike Goldberg.
USC's own Mike Goldberg. UFC's own Mike Goldberg. Who would have thought the fight? Who would have thought Fight Night at the Joe would bring him into the realms of MMA?
I know.
How ironic was that?
Yeah,
okay.
I remember. And if you remember, a couple years ago, he bombed out in his NFL announcer debut, and he didn't last the game.
That's why, like I said, he's an MMA guy. He bombed out with the Wings as well.
I know. And
his only highlight was Fight Night at the Joe. That was his only highlight, was Fight Night at the Joe.
And then Ken Daniels, I'll mention this. I did remember when he used to do Hockey Night in Canada, he had a Monday for Friday job doing sports on the CBC local newscast at CBC Toronto.
Yep, and that was a great get there. And Mickey Redmond, also a Hockey Night in Canada alum.
Yeah,
he did a tough final.
Yes,
and
he was on the call for the Friday massacre when Quebec and Montreal went to war, and it was so bloody. It was just holy shirt. I still remember.
What was it? The Good Friday massacre, or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, it was the Good Friday massacre where they had a brawl in there during the game. They went to the locker room. They came up the workshop, and yes, it continues. Hell broke loose.
Oh my goodness! Did I? Oh yeah, I was just wondering, am I still recording? Yeah, I am still recording.
Yeah, we're still recording.
I was looking at the bottom button there.
Okay.
You can tell it's getting late, folks.
Because I will see you on Saturday. Although we're recording this on Friday because you have business and all that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to be late to Keyworth on Saturday, but we will still be recording Soccer Night in Detroit. Look for that to come in. It might come in early Saturday morning as far as that goes, prior to the match against North Carolina FC, because and that's going to be a very important match for Detroit City FC if they want to stay in the playoff hunt.
To quote Pat Benatar, it's now a do or die situation.
Yep. And I wouldn't say love is a battlefield at this point, but but I'll tell you what, that Eastern Conference playoff race is becoming a battlefield, and especially right around that A spot, and that's going to be very, very. It's going to be a very stressful few weeks here.
I know.
Buckle up.
Okay.
So, alrighty, for my buddy Stephen Hamtramck.
Bye. Have a nice day.
All right,
and we will. Please. Thank you.
And this is Matt Cat. We will see you on Saturday for Soccer Night in Detroit coverage. Until then, folks, keep your feet in the ground. Keep reaching for the galaxy.